So, Coach, let me say this: why people they don't reach the results they want in the gym?
Most of the time, people don't reach their results is because most of them just don't know what to do in the gym. And a lot of times, when you don't know what to do in the gym, I don't blame them. They're not guilty or wrong for doing it. They just go online and they just start trying to put stuff together and imitating. And a lot of times, because no one has sat with you and try to find out what is your real goal, that takes training. You got to learn that.
A coach,
Yeah, coach. Coach it's not an online certificate, bro. You got to really go through some hands-on book knowledge and some hands-on knowledge, because coaching is about building a person. It's about building step-by-step foundation, starting and building a solid foundation so that when you and that person part, they still have something that they can still do. That's the whole thing with me. I don't want the knowledge to stop with me. I require, and everybody knows you can go and ask, I require you to use your brain when you're training with me. You're going to have to memorize certain things because I'm not going to let it slide. I'm going to put. Why? Because I got more things to teach you.
So it's not only about the body.
No, I got to educate you. I have to educate you. So a lot of times when you don't sit down with a guy who's going to see what your goals is and he doesn't create a strategy, academic/scientific strategy to get you from point A to point B to point C, most of the time guys aren't meeting that guy. They're meeting the guy who has memorized certain things, and they might get some results, but not real solid results and information that they can carry with them away. Also, we got to understand we live in a new time. Time is moving faster. We're losing time. We're not appreciating the time that days or hours are moving so fast that you need a coach that understands that and strategizes the workout to fit with the era that we live in. So who has time to sit in the gym for 3 or 4 hours trying to do a traditional bodybuilder's workout? You don't have time. Right. Most people don't have time. And if you're not planning on getting on stage, you can use principles of bodybuilding, but to solely base your workout and your supplements and your food on a guy and you're never planning to get on stage. And then the thing about this, if you're planning to get on stage, you, again, have to have a goal. What is your goal? Is it Mr. Olympia? What is your goal? Why? Why I ask that question? Because ask Kai Green why he's out of bodybuilding. There's no money in bodybuilding. Why does there exist, and I'm not afraid to say it, gay for pay in bodybuilding? Why? Because these guys who are probably really gay anyway, they don't, and they use that as an excuse to make money to pay for their sex. Yeah, because it's so expensive. Exactly. And it's also expensive to go to shows where you go on stage and you may not win and you don't get no prize or nothing like that. So it's an expensive activity / sport to be in. And so a guy who's young and gonna start doing body, you gotta decide, am I going on stage or not? And if you're not, then you should probably not use the principles and fundamentals of bodybuilding to build muscle. When you hear bodybuilding, don't think about getting on stage. Bodybuilding, you should think about bodybuilding, building muscle on your body. That's what you should think about. And if you have that concept, I believe if you get with the right person, you can do it. That's why guys don't get results. It's the time we live in, following bad methodology, not having a real coach, and following trends. That's just an arena for a lot of guys not to get results, or to be plateauing and be stuck in a place that I want to be. Like a guy, couple weeks. I mean, he said it more than once, but I think even last week or a week before, he said to me, "Coach, I'm looking good. I like my body, but I want to." I said, "Bro, Get out of the trend thinking that everybody is walking around with 5-6% body fat. It's just not reality, bro.
Right.
Everybody ain't walking around with 5-6% body fat. It's not really practical.
Even I know guys that did it naturally. They say it's not healthy to stay, in a period of time of this body fat percentage. You know, I don't want to mention a name, but a guy he's been doing martial arts and he's famous on the YouTube. And he said when I stayed actually in between 6 and 5 body fat, they rushed me to the hospital.
Bro, look at what's happening to MMA and boxing, but more so in MMA, where these guys are draining to the point to where they're like about to fall over when they weigh in for the fight. Okay, so being that lean is not healthy.
Right.
Okay, it's just not. I mean, first of all, if I told the guy, I said, look at you, man. You do not look like the average man. Give yourself credit. This is like a disease where you look in the mirror and it's not good enough. Come on, man. I said, give yourself credit. You did something that a lot of people in society, even if you did it the wrong way, the accomplishment of from when you started until where you're at now, give yourself some credit, man. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a hand and say, Alhamdulillah, man. Don't keep looking in the mirror and because what that's going to do is you're going to plant that seed in your head again and you're going to jump back into the well to shred that little thing. Oh, I'll just do a little cycle for the summer.
I'm traveling.
It's just like the heroin addict say, I'm just going to take this last bump.
Oh, every time it's going to be the last time until he dies.
Or until somebody separate him, somebody who can get to him, or something happens, someone who he loves, someone who loves him and trusts him, he trusts their word, and say, hey, look, hey, man, you got to stop. You know what I mean? I think it takes something like that, or maybe religion will come into play, and it'll be like, why am I doing this to myself? This is it, man. I'm addicted. This is not right. But there's multiple levels of this addiction. Let's say the guy has 50, 60,000, 100, 2 million followers. Let's say he's making anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 dollars a month off of whatever he's selling underneath his thing. Now you have another addiction, the addiction of fame, the addiction of being liked. These are all types of different forms of addiction, and that's why I say it's just a really nasty whirlpool you can follow. Even a person on a low level, if he built himself up, he took all the. You see, that's the thing you see about these guys. Look at their profiles; they got 1,000 selfies. Really, a man? Okay, I can see if a woman does it because women are into their beauty and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's from the nature of a woman. You can see a little girl, playing with her mom's clothes and makeup and stuff like that. This is the nature of women to want to show off or whatever like that. I'm not saying that it's right to be doing it in social media. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is when I see men, even young men or older men, taking thousands of selfies and they're all vainglorious, meaning if you built your platform off of that and you're addicted and you know you need to stop, it takes a real strong person to stand in front of the world and say, you know what, I was wrong and this is the new me now. This is the new me. This is me clean. I'm going to go clean now. I'm going to get my life together. I'm going to get balanced and murattab, and I'm going to get myself not addicted. It takes a real strong individual to go through that process. I'm not saying it's easy, and I don't dislike those people. I just dislike when you make it law that this is how you train and this is what you do and this is the only way to do it. That's wrong. Because there is not even one way to train, period.
Right, absolutely.
There are so many different ways to train. So many different methodologies to train. I mean, and even, methodologies that you wouldn't even think of.
A guy with a lack of knowledge, especially in training, outside of what he knows, it's wrong.
Well, if you're like that, you're not going to learn anything anyway. If you're the person that knows everything, there's no hope for you.
Hey, you cannot be this person.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this. If you know everything, and everything else other than what you're doing is wrong, then hey, I congratulate when I see Coach Nettles. I congratulate. It's a different style that I know, but I congratulate it. I look at it; it's effective. When I see Coach Nasser, I look at it; it's different, but it's effective. When I saw Coach Abdullah, it's different, but I saw it; it's effective. Coach Khalid, Coach Rami, Coach Najjar. Hey, I congratulate people doing their job. Okay? When people think that there's only one way to do something, it means they don't know. There's not one way to do anything.
Coach, I want to say this, kind of a guy coach himself, because I was watching a video of training for Ronnie Coleman, and he said, I have to have a coach to know that everything that I'm doing is 100%. So, this is Mr. Olympia like 8 times, and he has a coach.
Well, see, we have a divide in society, and this is across the board. It's not about Jeddah. This is worldwide. And you hear this in all genres, unfortunately. And the common theme is dividing the youth from the older generations. And one of the positions that the youth is common amongst the youth now is we know more than you. We don't need to go to you. Your time is over, and I really don't want to hear it. And you find this in multiple different genres, and it's a sad and unfortunate because the youth today, and I'm going to say 18 to about 35, this whole group, which is different generations, but that whole group, 18 to 35. And why do I say 1835? Because that group grew into a mode in society when you didn't have to work for a lot of things. You didn't grow up getting up from the chair and going to turn the channel to the TV. You didn't grow up without a microwave. You didn't grow up without a cordless phone, probably. Maybe some people did. What that mindset did is that it's instant gratification. I need it now. I don't want to work hard for it. Your way is hard. It takes time. I don't want it. I want it now. And I'll give you a real life example in professional sports. And I hope a lot of people see it. And that's with Lomachenko, who's an extremely highly elite, talented boxer. But he's not perfect like they're pumping him out to be. And the guy doesn't even have 15 fights, and he already has a loss, and they're making him amongst the best that ever done it. My question is, his people, why did you put him so early in championship fights? I know from watching him, had he not fought Salido at the time he fought him, he probably could have beat Salido later on. But this generation, I need it now, had this guy who can make a stronger argument being undefeated, losing to a journeyman. Salido is a good journeyman. He's not a bad fighter. He's a great fighter. He's a beast, okay? But in terms of who he is today, He's just a top journeyman. Okay? And you lost to him. And then the guys that you did beat had to jump up sometimes 1 and 2 weight classes, like the guy from Jamaica, I can't think of his name right now, and the guy from Cuba, Rigondeaux. These guys were so, but I'll give you another one. The guy from China, they pumped up. Second fight in your career, you have a championship fight. This guy gets pulled out on a stretcher. Why? Why would you put him, just because you thought he was good as an amateur, you just going to throw him in with the dragons and the lions and the sharks? They're going to spit you out, man. The same thing is happening here in Jeddah, unfortunately, where people don't want to drag their knuckles. They don't want to bleed. They don't want to cry. They don't want to suffer. And work hard. You want to be put in the limelight before it's time. But at the end of the day, when your body can't take it no more, and you got a bunch of losses, and you look back and you will be like me at 46 years old, thinking about my senior year in football when I wasn't in the best shape. I still made a third team all conference, but still, I live with the guilt of not being the best me for my team. It wasn't an individual sport, it's a team sport. And I let my teammates down by not being the best me. I live with that today. Somebody else, these guys, these athletes that are getting into MMA, boxing, and all these other different sports, you're going to be older, maybe injured, having pains like I do, and you're gonna look back and maybe cry, humiliated. Especially when you go and look back, look at the videotapes and watch like I do, and be like, man, why didn't I run when I was supposed to run? Why didn't I train when I was supposed to train? Why did I go out with my friends when I should have been in the gym? Why did I accept that pro fight when I should have took some more amateur fights before getting in the limelight? Why? Chasing fame. You chase fame, it's gonna, at the end of the day, when it's 15, 20 years later, you look bad, man. You look bad. You know what I mean? When the dust settles, as we say in America, you don't want to be a guy like me and say, I should have done it like this. You don't want to be that guy. Because I'll be honest, I was a guy that didn't figure it out about training. I worked hard, don't get me wrong, but I worked just hard enough. I didn't take it all the way there, if you know what I mean. I worked hard, don't get me wrong, I was a beast in the gym. But it wasn't enough. I always held a little bit back. I know that, I'm honest. I always held a little bit back. But I'm going to tell you what, man, when I look back at those guys that I played with, the ones that were really champions, they never did. They never did. They never held nothing back in the training. They were always first and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And that's the glory that I can say of having the opportunity in my life to be on the same team with those guys, to train with them, to be coached by guys who can raise guys like that too. Because I give, you always hear me say, I give the glory to my coaches, man. Whether they like Coach Abdullah as a Muslim, because most of them didn't know me as they knew me as my senior as a Muslim, but they didn't know me as a Coach Abdullah. Whether they like that or not, I don't care. I don't care who don't like me. I'm over that. Okay? You don't gotta like me. But the impact of my coaches on my life is heavy. They raised an athlete. They raised a gridiron warrior. That's no doubt. Because to be 5'6", 165, 170, 175 pounds, in the last year 185 pounds, to play at that level and to compete with those guys, and I did it, hey, I give it to them because I know those coaches, they built that. They instilled that warrior instinct in me. Man. I had to stop, man, because I ain't going. Man, them coaches, man, they get me emotional.
Guys, thank you, Coach Abdullah, for having you today with the Q&A. I'm Iron Wagih. Guys, stay tuned. We wanna have your interaction with us. Just ask us. Ask Coach Abdullah whatever
You
you
said
need
it
to
right.
know.
Ask us.
Whatever you guys need to know about training, about nutrition, about staying natural, health wise, a lot of stuff.
Nutrient-based diet, life coaching. Let's say somebody's, I've been, trained in that. Somebody is dealing with, really heavy issues in life, and they need someone to listen. You can call me. I'll always give you an ear, and I'll always give you my time. I've gotten calls at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I make myself available for people in need. And the reason why is because there's been times when I was in need, and there were people there for me. So I just feel as though it's my role as a member, as trying to be a productive member of society, that if a person is in need and they need someone to talk to, they need someone to confide in, they have some heavy issues that they need to deal with, I'm there for that also.
Guys, if you didn't take advantage of what he said, it's on you. So, like I said, stay tuned. We're gonna put our contact numbers, our Instagram, Snapchats, emails. So feel free to contact us. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.